Greetings, fellow star sisters and brothers. What an interesting time this is upon the earth plane. As you have probably noticed, there is nothing ordinary about what's going on right now. We truly are living in extraordinary times, which means that this is one of the most important segments of time that our whole history has experienced. We truly are shifting out of the lower density frequencies where love is conditional. If you do all the right things, if you fit in my box, I will love you. To the love that is unconditional. That is the truth of who we all are as beings. That is where we came from, and it is the gift that we brought to the earth. Just by becoming, by remembering who we are. So even though these times seem to be challenging, lots of things are happening that can seem very disturbing. But when you see the big picture, you realize that each one is necessary because we've been asleep, because we haven't been honoring the truth of who we are, which is powerful, magnificent, unconditionally loving mega beings. We've been living small. We've been hiding our light. And a lot of that was just to stay alive. The earth has not been a safe place for the light workers, for those who see the truth and speak it. Historically, that has not been a very life-preserving way of being. But that is all ending now. With these high frequency energies that are pouring down onto the earth, it's like these lifelines are being dropped down for us to take hold of from the oneness, from the source, that will lift us up into the truth of who we are, personally, as our divine essence, and globally as a human family. Everything on the earth happening right now has the sole purpose of bringing us home to the truth of who we are. Now, in order for that to happen, as we're being lifted up by these lines of light, it's like underneath us is this black tar, this muddy puddle of all the pain, the trauma, the suffering that we've experienced up until now on the earth plane. So as we are lifted higher, this muddy puddle has to drop away. It has to be left behind. So what is happening now on the earth plane? Two things. One of them is the virus that has literally stopped our world, which definitely needed to be stopped because we were rushing off a cliff like lemmings and we're destroying our planet. And guess what? If we don't have a planet, we're not going to be here very much longer. So the virus is giving us the opportunity to re-evaluate, to restructure our lives, to look at what is really important to me. Is it getting higher up the ladder in my career? Is it making even more money, putting more money into the retirement that I may not even live to see? Or is it sharing the love? So we've all had that lesson, and now many of us are getting a bit tired of that lesson and saying, let me out. So use that opportunity to go even deeper. Who am I really? What is the truth that I am here to embody and to live? So the virus is really operating on both the collective and the individual levels to help us to find what's real, what's not real. And really the only thing that is lasting is love. You know, when you come to the end of this life and you're leaving your body and you're looking back at what significance this lifetime had, you won't be thinking about your 401k or your stock portfolio. You'll be thinking of all of the people that you have loved. So the only thing that you take with you is the love that you have shared. And the only useful thing that you leave behind is your memory and your love in the hearts of those whom you have touched. So this is actually a very powerful time for us to let go of what is not serving us. If it's a job that you hate, if it's long hours of commuting, look at how you can change that. How can I make the shift so I'd have more quality time with those, or with those activities, the people, the activities that feed the heart, that feed the soul. The other important event that has happened this week is the uprising, the people coming out on the streets to protest against the blatant acts of racism by the police in the Midwest. These are the dark shadows that have been festering underneath the surface for humanity. Those who live in the vicinity, and I've seen it myself living in Ohio for 3 years, I was shocked at the brutality that I saw towards people of African American descent. Living in Hawaii and California, in England, I had not really experienced that firsthand, but I did in Cincinnati, Ohio. So this is something that needs to be addressed. And it's coming out and it's attracting global attention because as a human race, we simply cannot live any kind of separation, any kind of judgment, any kind of dismissing people because of their race, their color, their creed, their religion. All of that is totally superficial. What we need to see now is the living being, the one within, the light within. So this is a collective wound that needed the spotlight focused on it. And it has really touched my heart to see millions of people, including police officers, mayors, politicians, coming out peacefully and saying, this is no longer acceptable. This is the way forward. We need to speak. We need to let our voice be heard, but from a place of pure love. Not judgment, not anger, because that's simply feeding the same energy. We need to take it up an octave. We need to take it up to the higher level and move to unconditional love and say, this is what we are accepting now and nothing less will do. And this message is getting out, and I was very heartened to see how the protesters, so many of them, big gatherings, but peaceful, loving, not judgmental, just we've had enough now. So that was very good. So now, as you know, today is a most powerful day. It is the full moon and it's a lunar eclipse. And this is part of a series. There will be another eclipse in 2 weeks' time on the new moon. So these portals are always an opportunity to harness huge energy streams that are pouring into the planet, creating a portal for healing the wounds of the past and setting us free to live the truth of who we are. So let me now take you on a journey that will use this energy of this moon to release the wounds. So I invite you now to close your eyes. Focus your attention on the breath. Imagine yourself to be standing on the shore of a beautiful moonlit lake. The full moon is rising on the horizon, on the far side of the lake. And as she rises, she is huge, silver gold. And she sends beams of light over the surface of the lake. You can hear the gentle waves as they ripple softly onto the shore at your feet. You are breathing in the soft night air. And as the moon is rising in the sky, that beam of light is washing over your body. Very soft, silvery light, so gentle, as if soft fingers were gently stroking your skin. So you just breathe in this soft, silvery moonlight, so gentle, nurturing, comforting. The moon is rising higher in the sky. The silver moonlight fills the whole surface of the lake. And all of the trees, the bushes around the lake are edged in silver light. So you just breathe in the beauty and the softness. With your eyes fixed on the silver disk of the moon, you feel this calm washing over you. Perfect peace. And as you gaze at the disk of the moon, you see that a shadow is beginning to creep across her surface. So the full disk of the moon is gradually diminishing until there is only a crescent of silver light. And you feel the energy drawing you. So you simply breathe in the silver light. You allow it to fill your body, and you feel yourself becoming lighter and lighter, till you simply begin to float upwards on this beam of silver light from the moon. And as you draw closer, you see that the shadow that is covering most of the moon is actually a doorway, a portal that leads to another world. You find yourself floating through that portal. And here are all the memories of the wounds, of the heartbreak, the little pieces of yourself from your long, long journey in the third dimension, from the time of the separation to this time that we are in now. So as you float through this portal, you find yourself floating into a beautiful temple. It is the temple of healing, and it is the temple of the lost souls. So you walk into this temple, and all around the walls are tall mirrors that go from the floor to the ceiling. And in each of these mirrors, there is a piece of yourself that is a lost fragment, that is a wounded aspect of you. So you go to the first mirror, and this is your childhood in this lifetime. So you look into that mirror, and there is a little child. That is you. One who is hurt, afraid, lost, lonely, sad, whatever you see in that mirror. You know it's just a memory. It's just a reflection. It's not the truth of who you are. It's just a memory. So you reach into that mirror and you take the wounded child into your heart, into the love that is who you are. And then you move to the next mirror, where there is a reflection from your teenage years, when you are struggling on that journey between the child and the adult, not knowing quite which world you fit into, the awkwardness, the self-doubt, anxiety, perhaps depression. So just look into that mirror. See your teenage self. Your heart opens because you totally understand the challenges of moving from one world to another, out of childhood into adulthood, knowing what you know now that you did not know then. So you reach into that mirror and you bring the wounded teenager into your heart. To be unfolded into the love. That was just part of the lesson of the journey of life. You move to the next mirror, where you see yourself in your 20s, having left the world of the teenager, the time of learning, of studying, of trying to find your place and your way, into the world of the adult with all of its challenges. Feeling any wounds from that time in your life when you were trying to find your way, to find your place. Sometimes failing, opening your heart to love, being hurt. Whatever the wounding of the 20-year-old, reach into the mirror and bring that part into the open heart that is full of love. No judgment. It was just part of the story, part of the learning, the lessons that you chose before you came into the body. You move to the next mirror, to your 30s. Perhaps the journey into parenthood, into relationship, trying to find the work that is a reflection of your soul and your purpose here. The struggles, the challenges, let all of those wounds arise now. The setbacks, the heartbreak, the disappointment, the frustration, whatever it is. Just watch it in the mirror. Then reach in and take that part of yourself from your 30s into your heart, to be loved unconditionally. Now let us move to the next mirror. And in that mirror is an important event in your life that was painful for you, that left a wound, that left a mark. So you're just watching now. You don't have to relive the pain. Just watching in the mirror this part of you that experienced a great wound, maybe a separation, a disagreement, emotional, mental, or physical abuse, whatever it was. You just watch it and you feel your heart opening in compassion. You reach into that mirror and you bring this wounded self into your heart, to the warmth, into the unconditional love. And you say to that part of you, it's okay. It's over now. And I love you. So you go to the next mirror. And this one holds an image. Could be a symbol, could be a word, it could be a picture. Something that you are carrying from a past life. Some memory of persecution, of sacrifice, of suffering. A theme that has run through your lives that you have carried from life to life. Recreating that situation, life after life, so that you could release the original wound. So as you look into the mirror, you can see or feel what is the thread, the belief, the program that you keep on recreating for yourself from life to life. Could be about lack, about poverty, about relationships, about health. Whatever your belief is, core belief that you have carried from life to life that is causing you suffering in this life. Just let the images or the word come to you. Is it guilt? Is it shame? Is it fear? Is it lack? Is it self-doubt? Is it unworthiness? Whatever the belief is that has been holding you in suffering, it is time to let it go. So reach into the mirror. Take that part of you that has this wounded belief and put this piece into your heart to be loved unconditionally. And you say to this part of you, I'm sorry that you have had to carry this suffering for so long. But it is over now. And I have come to bring you home. And I will love you. You are safe now, and you are loved. So now all of these wounded parts are held in your open, loving heart. And you come out, you begin to walk out of the temple. You look ahead of you, and there is the moon. But now the shadow is passing. The moon is being revealed once more in all of her radiance. She sends a powerful beam over your body, and you begin to float up that beam, carrying all of these wounded pieces in your heart. And as you step into the silver light of the moon, your whole body is filled with that pure silver white light. Breathe it in through your whole body. And feel all of that wounding simply dissolving in the healing light of the moon, of the goddess. Your whole body now is glowing with silver white light, filled with pure love, because that is who you are. So feel yourself expanding into this silver white light as the being, as the beautiful being of light that you are. The past is released. The past is healed. It's time to change the program. So feel yourself as this powerful, expanded being. The gift that you are to this earth. Let's create a new program. So say to yourself, I am now ready to shine my light upon the earth. I am ready to create and to receive all of the abundance that is my divine right. I am ready to live my joy. I believe that I am worthy, that I deserve the best. And it is coming to me right now. So feel yourself as this powerful creator being. And let us bring this one here to the earth plane. So as this glowing, shining being of silver white light, you are now floating down the moonbeam that will bring you back to the earth plane. And as you float down, you see your body sitting wherever you are right now. And you feel this silver white radiant being floating in through the top of your head, filling your body with light, filling your heart with moonlight, pure, clear, and powerful, full of love, full of compassion, kindness, forgiveness. So just know that this is who you are now. It's who you came to be. And it is time. This is your time. So let the past go. It was just a memory. It's not real. It is time for you to choose to be the love that you are. So feel yourself now coming back into the consciousness that you have just brought with you. Becoming aware of the surroundings, the room around you. Knowing that you have the power to create whatever you choose. Now you have changed the program. So instead of creating from your wounding, you are now free to create from your wholeness. Know this. This is the truth. It is who you are and have always been. You just went to sleep and forgot. And it's time to remember. So just feel yourself now coming back into the present, into this place of power, of decision, making the choices, setting your intention to create beauty, peace, love, and harmony in your world. Doesn't matter what anyone else is doing in theirs. Doesn't have to touch yours. Be the voice of compassion, of kindness, and love, no matter what. So I would like to thank you all for joining me on this powerful full moon. I wish each and every one of you great joy and a great awakening into the truth of who you are. For those of you who don't know the work that I do, I teach online classes in groups where soul teams come together and we go together into the memories of who we really are from different lifetimes where we've been more powerful, from the stars that we came from the master guides and teachers who are helping us now. So these are the groups that we do online. And then I also do individual sessions using hypnosis to take you into the actual experience of yourself as the divine being that you are. to ask, who am I? What am I here for? What is stopping me? So I do have a special offer on those sessions until the end of June. You can see all that on my website, which is comingHomeToLemuria.com. We have all been here for a very, very, very long time. Many of us from the time of Lemuria, when we lived in peace, love, and harmony. And now it seems hard to believe, but the earth is returning to that place. And we are the ones who have the codes to bring this earth back to love. So what is happening now is we're in a birthing time. We're coming through the birth canal. So we're experiencing the contractions, the labor, the pain of labor. And it seems that that's how it's going to be. It feels very real. You can't see anything. You can't imagine anything beyond just the pain. But out of it, and I promise you this, we are birthing a new planet, a new race. This is what you came for. This is what you know how to do. When you forget being small and you step into the truth of who you are. So this is my purpose, is to empower you to do what you came to do, to bring all of the wisdom from all of your lifetimes, all of the stars that you've lived on. It's all needed here now, and this is why you came. So I thank you very much, and I thank all of you who have joined us today and for all of your lovely messages. We really do need to come together now to support one another, because none of us can do this alone, and we're not meant to do it alone. We're meant to do it together, to reach out across the globe. And this is why I do my sessions and my classes online, because the children of the light are all spread out and not always finding the groups that are in harmony with the frequency. We're all moving so quickly up the frequencies, and we really need people who are moving with us or who are already operating on the level that we're moving into, and they're not necessarily in our local neighborhood. So this is why we're creating this family online. So I love each and every one of you. I am so grateful that you joined us today, and for those of you who are listening in the future. We are the radiant ones. We are the shining ones who are lifting this planet back home to the light. So I love you. I am here with you and for you. Go in peace, go with God, and blessed be. As we have spoken, so it is. And my little unicorn says bye-bye. I was with my 3-year-old granddaughter this week, and she had a wand, and I said, oh, you could make a wish. And she said, I wish for a unicorn. So out of the mouths of children. Bless you all. Thank you and goodbye.